Philly!
Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back once again to another edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. As always, I am Ryan Conway, joined here by Sam Glavin. And, of course, we got Seamus G behind the glass producing the show, making everything happen for us. So, Sam, not a ton going on in the world of Philadelphia sports, but a lot going on in the world of sports and really just in America right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a really tough week for sports in general. As you all know, or I'm sure you know, Kobe Bryant passed away. The Lower Merion kid, number 33. He died in the helicopter crash along with 8 other people, including his daughter, Gianna. So we're gonna kick off the episode right away, saying that, thoughts and prayers out to all those families on that plane, and we're going to dedicate this little part of the episode to everybody on the plane, and we're going to do a little Philly 5 action right at the beginning of this episode with our top 5 Kobe Bryant moments. Conway, I think you should do the honors.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Kobe Bryant, a great player, obviously, one of the best in NBA history. So a lot of great moments to choose from. So it was tough. So I tried to narrow it down, trying to include a little bit of everything. Starting off, obviously, I think the most badass Kobe moment is he's playing against Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes pump fakes an inbound pass. Kobe does not flinch. Had the ball right in his face. Did not flinch.
Not even a blink.
He didn't even care. It was a non-issue, and that just showed a whole nother level of focus and just intensity that I don't think we've seen. I don't think we will see. Moving on from that, young Kobe, 2002-2003 season, dropped 55 points on Michael Jordan, which I just think is funny. I know he was on the Wizards at this point, but it was I guess it was kind of like a changing of the guard from one generation to the next, like especially because Kobe modeled himself so much after Michael in his game and his work ethic and his practice and all that, and just his style of play. It was kind of like a fitting.
Of course,
it was a fitting thing to happen.
Yeah, it was a passing of the torch. Really, it was. That's pretty cool.
Number 3, of course, we have the Oscar for his animated short film Dear Basketball. Just a great piece. That was awesome.
Really good.
I love that.
Really good.
No surprise he won an Academy Award. He was well on his way to many more, I'm sure. I'm sure. Moving on, he dropped 81 points on Jalen Rose's head, and I don't like Jalen Rose at all. I don't think he's a particularly good analyst, and I think he's kind of a loudmouth. So I know this was a long time ago, kind of, but Kobe dropping 81 on Jalen Rose just kind of brings a smile to my face every time I think about it. And finally, Kobe was, of course, the epitome of toughness. He tore his Achilles, was fouled on the play. He thought he was still going to be able to get back in the game, so he goes out and he knocks down 2 free throws. He's, of course, unable to return because he tore his Achilles, but he went out there like, all right, I'm just banged up a little bit. I'm going to knock these down, and then I'm going to go sit down.
Have you seen a video of someone actually tearing their Achilles?
No.
Do you remember that Kevin Durant video?
Oh yeah,
snapping his Achilles. That's what Kobe did. That's literally, and he had that injury and got up, walked over the foul line, and shot 2 free throws and drained them both.
Ridiculous, just ridiculous.
When your Achilles breaks, I took this anatomy class in high school, right, Conway? Your Achilles literally snaps like a rubber band, rolls up your leg, and just kind of hangs there. It's gross. It's like it's the most grueling injury in sports. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he got up and walked over to shoot some free throws is just nuts. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my list right now. I think we only had 2 of the same.
That's good,
actually, which is pretty cool. So number 1, in no particular order, of course, I have the no flinch. Obviously, we had a little discussion about that. That should definitely be on everybody's list. Number 2, I have his 60-point final game in L.A. against the Jazz. I recently just watched that when they played it on ESPN the day after he passed away. It was just so great to see. He had 15 points in like 4 minutes at the end of the first quarter. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Number three, Number 3, I have Kobe's 81-point game. Just it's the second most all time behind our man Wilt with the 100 points. And number 4, I have the Gianna coaching moment when they were on the bench. I forget what game it was at, but that was just such a cool moment off the court for everybody. He was so invested in his daughters and in his family after he retired from basketball. I just thought it was great to see that he was taking time out of his week, just to sit down and watch some basketball with his daughter, and who I'm aware that she was supposed to be the next Kobe of the women's basketball scene, which is a shame that that was cut short. And then number 5, this one is a little interesting. Kobe was a big businessman, and I really appreciated that about him. He wasn't just a one-dimensional guy on the basketball court. He had a multifaceted life. He was one of the first big investors in Body Armor, the sports drink, and he profited off of it big time. And I know that wouldn't be on a lot of people's list, but I just thought that kind of summarized Kobe a little bit. Like he wasn't just a basketball player. He won an Academy Award, and he was a big businessman too. So, and now Body Armor is one of the most popular sports drinks in the country. It's certainly my favorite. I prefer it over Gatorade now,
actually.
Yeah,
I see you with it all the time.
Yeah, so that's my list. A little bit of a unique list.
Yeah.
But Kobe was a unique guy, so I felt like I owed him to be a little bit unique, and I didn't choose all basketball moments, which I think I think is good.
Most definitely. Kobe was a great man, a great player, obviously a great father from what we saw. He had a lot more left to accomplish, and it's really sad for everybody from his family to the everyday American that grew up idolizing Kobe. Well, I grew up hating Kobe because he was so good. I was jealous of how good he was. I wish the Sixers could have a player like that. But you have to acknowledge the greatness that the man had, and continue on in his memory with all of that. So that was a nice fitting tribute, I think. But I'm ready to move along a little bit and get into a little bit of Birds talk. I know Kobe Bryant loved the Birds, huge Eagles fan.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that we should definitely talk about the Birds now. I'll always remember that video of Kobe saying the Eagles fight song, not singing, just
very much saying it.
Just saying it. I thought that was pretty cool. I think that and he's a Philly kid, man, and like a lot of people forget about that, but he's a Lower Merion product. He's a Philly guy, and moved all the way out to L.A. to play some hoops, and became a legend.
No question about that.
So let's talk some Birds, Conway. I think Kobe would want. I think Kobe would want us to be talking some Birds right now.
I don't doubt that. I mean, we are in the thick of the off season. Not a crazy amount going on, but we do have some not head coaching vacancies, but coaching vacancies within Doug Peterson's staff. Right now, we've got the offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach both wide open. Really, no idea who's gonna assume either of those roles. I'm excited to kind of dive into that with you a little bit. But we also have 2 rumored hires that I like to start with. They're a little more obscure names, not guys that I'm super familiar with. But the defensive line has Matt Burke coming in to coach, and the defensive backs coach, who you seem very excited about, who a famous Eagle feels pretty excited about, Marquand Manuel, will probably be the DB's coach. Should be announced at some time at the end of the week, so we'll see.
Yeah, the report came out today, early this morning, that the front office is going to announce the coaching hires at the end of this week. All of the rumors kind of went dead, Conway, after a week after they came out. They all kind of just went cold. Nobody knows who's going to be hired to this offensive coordinator position. We talked a little bit about last episode, Hines Ward possibly being wide receivers coach. Haven't heard anything about that since. And I think we need to brush up a little bit on this Matt Burke character. But some high praise from a former defensive back for the Philadelphia Eagles, Lito Shepherd. Marquand Manuel, reportedly our defensive backs coach, as you said earlier, Lito Shepherd apparently very, very, very impressed with Manuel. Even went as far as to say he's going to bring some Dawkins-like energy to the team.
Dawkins-like energy.
That is a bold
Dawkins-like
take.
energy. That's something
I would say.
That's something I think this team needs. Something that I think we lack in the secondary, especially with the killer instinct with the tackling. We did a much better job this year than in years past, but it was an incredibly low bar. So to see a little more intensity, I feel like pairing him, Malcolm Jenkins is obviously an intense guy. He's a vocal leader in that locker room. Jalen Mills, if he can stay healthy, which I think he can. But it's football. Mm-hmm. You never know. Things can go awry in a moment.
Your boy Rodney McLeod as well.
Can't forget about Rodney. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
but yeah, apparently this guy is going to be bringing some Dawkins-like energy, and that's definitely that's what this whole team needs. Not just the defensive backs. I think it's the whole team. But hey, if we started off with the defensive backs, it's one of the most important positions on the field. So if we started off there, I mean, I'm ready to start tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what this guy's got, because Lito Shepherd's obviously widely respected by Eagles fans. Dude was a baller, absolute beast.
Course.
So hearing him say that, like, he was another energetic, intense guy, big talented guy,
right? And he was a part of the Dawkins era.
So he played with him. He saw it up close. He knew what was going on. He saw it. And so now that if he's recognizing that in this guy, that's great news. That's something I love to hear.
Of course. So I'll give you a little background on Mr. Manuel here. He was the former defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
And he played safety in the NFL for 8 years. He's 40 years old, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, obviously Atlanta needed to make some changes.
Atlanta did not have their best. Did not have their best season. He was their DC.
Nope, he was their DC.
A bit of a pay cut, but it's all right.
I would take it.
I
would definitely take it.
Oh, definitely, no question about that.
Yeah, it looks like he played for the Lions for a little bit. Looks like he played for the Packers for a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I'll definitely be keeping my ears out on how this guy is making out in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I don't know too much about this other guy.
I don't know much about him at all. This is something that was released this morning.
Matt Burke, Matt Burke.
Yeah, let me know, Sam.
We'll see. Yeah, well, he's now a defensive special assistant for the Birds. He was the linebackers coach for the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals, and assistant coach with the Tennessee Titans earlier. He's about 40. He's 43 years old.
All right.
And yeah, he was the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins in 2017.
Ooh,
until
wow. All right, so two guys with experience in bigger jobs. I think that's good. They know what it takes to compete. While, granted, they didn't do a great job in those expanded roles, they can probably come here, focus on one position.
I love the fact.
I'm excited.
I love the fact that we just took two D coordinators and made them position coaches on the defense. I love that. I think that's really, really good that they're gonna have a little bit, although they were unsuccessful in that wider role, like you said. But I think that now that they're going to be a little more condensed into what hopefully is both of their specialties, I think that could be potentially fantastic for the Eagles.
I have to agree, especially Manuel. He probably just bit the bullet for Dan Quinn down in Atlanta because he's the defensive guy.
Oh, I'm 100.
He's the defensive mind.
He's
the Legion of Boom, like, creator essentially. He was. So, we'll see. We'll see if it pans out. I think it will. I'm excited to see what we can do with these guys.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm so excited. It's I mean, we're a long way away, no question about it. But there's some question marks. There are definitely a lot of question marks for this Philadelphia Eagles team right now, and I think that yes, the coaching staff, but it sounds like most of those questions are going to be answered by the end of the week. Maybe not the OC, maybe not the wide receivers coach, but some of those questions are going to be answered by the end of the week, as the report came out from Bleeding Green Nation. And yeah, man. So the players, a bunch of question marks there as well. Are we going to sign back Malcolm Jenkins? Is Jason Peters going to get an extension? Hopefully not. No offense to Jason Peters, but I commend him and I love him for everything that he's done for Philadelphia, protecting our quarterbacks. But right now he's just too old, man. He's a liability, and I think that if he wants to go play somewhere else, go for it. I would hate to see him not retire as an Eagle. But at the same time, this is a business, and fans know that, and we want to win. And why would you? And we've talked about this last episode a little bit, but why would you draft Andre Dillard in the first round if you weren't planning on starting him in year one,
exactly.
year two?
Why use that pick? Because JP's on his way out.
So I think he's on his way out. Malcolm Jenkins is a little bit of a different story. It's a little bit more of a sticky situation.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. We do have a lot of time. It's really there's I want things to be resolved right now, but then the season doesn't start for another 8 months. So
it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see.
And of course the wide receiver position. Are we gonna draft one guy? Are they gonna take the Sam Glavine advice and trade up and go get a receiver? Probably not. Why wouldn't? Wait a minute. Why wouldn't you?
I already explained myself.
You wouldn't trade up. I want you to do it again
right now. You can go back and listen. I'm on tape. I'm recorded. I just don't feel like that's the best use of draft assets. I'm sorry.
We have 10 picks.
We have 10 though.
Oh yes. We have so many picks.
Two good rookies that I don't know. We could get a good wide receiver and then some other position. First round, there's only a few guys, and they're gonna go way too high for us. If one of them falls to us, I can't. I don't know about trading up to go get somebody.
I just think if we get up to 7 or 8, we could get one of those really, really good wide receivers.
We have the 22nd pick. I don't know about moving 14 spots to get a wide out. That just doesn't seem like a smart move. Does it? And it also just doesn't seem.
We're hurting. We're hurting in the wide receiver core. I know, but you know who he's got in his ear right now?
His ear? I don't know if Connor Barwin would do that. I think Connor Barwin probably wants defense.
We need a lot more than just a wide receiver, granted, but you guys can get that explanation by listening to the previous episode where I gave out my Eagles draft plan. So I won't repeat it.
Yeah, we don't have to go back through the whole draft plan.
Yeah, but it's a really good plan in my opinion. Go check it out. Previous episode. And
great. Yeah. So moving on from the birds a little bit. How about we do OTAs?
Yeah, OTAs brought to you by absolutely no one.
Yeah, Outlandish Takes Anonymous. Keep sending them in. We love when the fans DM us on Instagram, Twitter, tweet at us, email us, all of your Outlandish Takes. It's so hard to boil it down to just 3 a week. It really is.
Yeah, it's been hopping. Yeah. It's been hopping lately. I don't know what it is,
but on fire. I guess this past episode that we just had was really, really good or something.
I've had to turn off notifications on my phone.
Yeah, same, dude. I delete the account from my phone. It's just the amount of
it was too much. I haven't done that.
I need enough storage. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Everything's coming in. So OTAs, Outlandish Takes Anonymous. Sam, you want to kick it off?
I will kick it off. Andy Reid blows the Super Bowl. Wow.
I feel targeted with this question.
Did you submit that? Did you submit that one?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think.
I know you're a big Andy Reid hater.
I'm not an Andy Reid hater. I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Just because I didn't root for him against the Titans, I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I just don't care.
Yes,
I'm rooting for him now. I don't want Jimmy G to win.
Are you? Yeah, no, he's
Jimmy
a fake
G dating a porn
he's
star.
Not.
I don't want him to win. I don't want to reward that kind of behavior. I don't want George Kittle to think he's special. Not.
George Kittle did wonders for me on my.
That would have been a great draft pick. Wish I'd done that instead of drafting Zach Ertz. Thanks a lot, Zach. First tight end to go in the draft. I left George Kittle on the board for you, Zach. All right.
Stop.
No, but I don't think Andy Reid will blow the Super Bowl. I don't.
All right.
But if he does, if it comes down to clock management at the end of the second half or at the end of the fourth quarter, and
it's over.
He screws up, that is gonna be funny. That'll be funny.
Oh man, if he pulls it off, then it all comes full circle.
Why do I have to love Andy Reid, by the way? I feel like I've seen on social media everybody loves Andy Reid. Why do I have to love Andy Reid?
Because him and Vermeil brought the Eagles out of the ashes.
Do I have to love Andy Reid? Do I have to love him so much right now?
You should. He deserves a ring.
Nobody deserves anything in the NFL. You earn that.
Oh my
you
gosh.
earn that.
I'm not.
You sent that in the group text. You said Andy Reid deserves a ring. You were ashamed as G did, and I didn't respond because I didn't want to start a fight. But I was like, I don't know about deserves.
He deserves a ring.
All right, moving on.
And if he gets a ring, and if he gets a ring, you can book the gold jacket and the bust as well.
Oh, he could probably even be a Hall of Fame coach without winning. Maybe.
I think he needs a ring.
I think he needs one for sure, but I don't know. It's Andy Reid. The dude's an animal.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Andy Reid with you anymore. You're just pissing me off.
All right.
So,
all right.
Give me the next one.
Continuing the trend of possibly pissing you off. This next one's about the Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies will sign Arenado and keep both Kingery and Bohm, making it the best scam in the Clentac era.
Oh my gosh, that just that is one of the most outlandish takes I think we've ever received.
It's ridiculous.
Two, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't even know how that happened.
I don't know that anybody, especially Clentac, would be able to pull that off.
I don't think Clentac can pull anything off.
No, he can't. He just can't. And I don't know and we'll get into all this later, but I kind of think that Middleton is starting to become a little bit of a problem too, when I thought he was the solution. But we'll get into that a little later. And Conway, I got one last one for you here. And this is going to grind your gears a little bit, I can already tell.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? All right. The Sixers can win the title with this roster they have right now.
No, absolutely not. That's not possible. This is not fantasy land, all right? Don't be sending these pipe dreams into our DMs and give me hope, all right? Because that's not going to happen. Not the way that this team is built. We're the 6th seed in the East right now. The 6th seed.
Are you
We're the
serious?
6th seed, dude. The Pacers are ahead of us. This is actual garbage.
Still? Oh, my gosh.
Bad. I don't know. Granted, the East is not nearly as bad as it's been. There's been a slight power shift. The East is slowly starting to get a little bit better. But it's a bad look, man. It's a really bad look.
Well, with that being said, let's continue. Let's continue on this rant about the Sixers.
Oh, another Sixers rant?
The thing that gets me is that they'll go and blow out a team like the Bucks or the Lakers, and then they'll play a team like the Knicks close into overtime or whatever.
3-point game.
That has been the story for the whole year, and it still hasn't been fixed, and we are over halfway through the season.
I was more impressed by the win against the Warriors because it showed that we can beat a bad team. It showed that we somehow have that ability to band together as a talented roster and beat up on an injury-riddled
It makes no sense as to why.
Finally.
It makes no sense that we actually have to make that kind of statement. That, okay, they just beat a bad team. Okay, that's good. Why is that even in our brains right now? That shouldn't be anywhere near our thoughts. If we can beat a team like the Bucks and beat a team like the Lakers, we should be able to blow the Warriors out of the water.
Absolutely.
They suck.
They're not good. Not good at all.
The Sixers suck, too.
Yeah.
They're not good.
Kinda. I mean, we did beat the Lakers by 17 points. Granted, they were coming off the end of a tough road trip and everything. And
it was without Embiid, too,
without
right?
Embiid. Ben Simmons was
yeah.
good defensively. He was very good.
Ben Simmons has
been good without Joel.
And
then Joel came back, and then Ben had like 8 points or something like that.
Oh my gosh!
It's so clear. It is so obvious that these two guys have not figured out a way to maximize their talents when they're all on the court together. You know what I mean?
Which makes no sense to me because they both have like sat down and talked to each other. They're friends, and they say, "Hey, we want to win a championship together in Philadelphia," and they still haven't figured out how to do it.
It's ridiculous. It's frustrating. It is.
It's the most frustrating thing. Honestly, it's been the story. This has been the story for every single Philadelphia sports team that we've covered this year. The Phillies, we overhyped way too much. They ended up going third in the division, not even making the playoffs. The Eagles barely made the playoffs on a prayer, losing the first round. We thought they were going to the Super Bowl. We thought the Phillies were going to win the division and win the NLDS. I thought they would lose in the NLCS, but I thought that they were going to win the divisional as well. And now the Sixers, we thought they were going to be the 1 or 2 seed in the East. They're the 6th seed.
Yeah, it's honestly a little disappointing, if I can say that.
It's
incredibly disappointing to be completely honest and open with you about that. It's very, very frustrating that we've had 3 teams we made supposedly in the offseason making great moves, and then we get into the actual season and it just falls apart. It's just not as advertised. This is the 3rd time in the past 12 months this has happened. It's annoying. I don't like it. The only beacon of hope for me right now are the Flyers. Isn't that sad? I don't even watch hockey.
Is Carter Hart still
I don't
hurt?
know.
I don't know either.
All I know is Travis Konecny is hilarious.
Oh, he looked sick. He looked sick in those All-Star jerseys.
Jersey finally came.
Oh, that's right.
Shout out Bobshi with the hookup. It is sweet.
Yeah.
It is unreal.
Love it.
Home orange, standard look. Travis Konecny, number 11. I do have an affinity for number 11s in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, do you?
Got Carson Wentz.
Well, I won't.
Travis
I know
Konecny.
You got Carson Wentz, but
I kind of hate James Ennis. I kind of hate him right now.
I wasn't gonna say.
I kind of hate James Ennis.
I wasn't gonna say James Ennis.
You weren't going to?
I was. No, I was gonna call you out for being a little bit of a Wentz hater in the middle of the season.
Here's the thing. I thought there's no way some of this isn't his fault, and then he proved to me by throwing for over 4,000 yards with no receivers, surpassing 500 yards. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's everybody else.
Yeah.
It's not him. So that was something that, there was a point I was like, all right, we need to start criticizing Wentz. This is getting a little ridiculous. And then he played his ass off for the rest of the season. I was like, you know what? He's doing pretty much everything he can.
So you're wrong, but you made it over to the right side.
Wrong.
You made it over here.
Wrong. I wouldn't call that wrong. I wouldn't call it wrong. I don't see how that's wrong.
Well, we're not talking about the Eagles. We're not talking about the Eagles.
Conjecture.
We're talking
about the Sixers.
We're talking about this joke of a team called the Sixers.
Yeah, it's all right. The Sixers 6th seed, awful, terrible, not a good look. Get it together, Elton Brand. You got to make some moves before the trade deadline. I don't know what the trades are. That's not my job to figure out.
Genuinely don't know what this team needs.
Shooters.
More shooting.
Shooters. That's all we need.
That's just been the case every freaking year.
We've needed shooters
it's so
for
ridiculous.
Every year we need spacing. Okay, let's sign Al Horford for $110 million. Is that the best spacing option we could get? Al Horford has been an interesting component on the Sixers because sometimes he just looks so old and so not about this life, and then he just doesn't seem like he has it in the tank. And then some nights Al just pops off and is an animal. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. They're very interesting grouping of players. A lot of defensive skill. Matisse Thybulle. Matisse Thybulle. Dude.
Matisse! I was just gonna bring him up.
I know.
Dude, I saw the video. Yeah, you really did.
Won the race to Matisse. He's gonna get mentioned every episode.
You cheeky little
Rookie of the year. Swear to God.
He honestly should be in the conversation.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. He's still leading the league in steals, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah,
steals per game, maybe. Worked his way into becoming a starter in Joel Embiid's absence. Huge. And today I saw a video. He finally got it right. He got about 50 biscuits from Chick-fil-A for about 20 players.
Biscuits?
Yep.
Good dude. Good on him.
I saw the video
got
today.
That figured out.
He finally figured it out.
I was looking at those. I was like, Bleacher Report obviously tweeted out the video because they're clout chasers, and yeah. They want to post all about the Lakers. Lakers lose to the Sixers. Let's post 7 posts about the Lakers and 1 about the Sixers, even though the Sixers won in convincing fashion, led pretty much wire to wire.
I would have thought that if I didn't watch the game, I would have thought that the Lakers won.
Yeah, I mean LeBron, straight up. LeBron James did pass Kobe Bryant for 3rd all-time scoring.
That's true.
But
that's an accomplishment.
It is indeed. There's no question about it. Kobe tweeted to him right after, was like, "Great job. Keep moving the game forward."
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
that's right.
Great. Like, obviously a fantastic story coming out of that game, but he also still lost. He didn't score thousands of points
they lost.
He scored them over the past 16, 17 years. They got work tonight. Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle might be one of the best defensive tandems in the league when they're on the floor together. They are just so long.
I would argue that
they are the best
tandem.
And then you have Joel under the basket sometimes. Oh my God, defensively, this team is a dream. This is a great defensive team.
Defensively, they've been doing everything that we thought that they would do, and more at the beginning of the year. That's the only thing we got right. We had a little bit of Philly syndrome for the Sixers. We thought that the defense would take care of itself, and in turn, then the offense would kind of follow behind.
Not the case.
Nope.
Not the case.
Didn't work with the Phillies either. Phillies thought that they were going to be okay on the pitching staff just because their lineup was so good. Nope. Not how that works.
But you can't have everything.
Glad to see that. Glad to see that every Philadelphia team is making the same goddamn mistakes.
Yeah, cool. Let's sign an old defensive lineman. Great. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So, but with the Sixers, I love the Sixers. I really do. I do love this team that we have.
I know.
But who are they?
Who
are
they? I could not
watch
tell
this team every night. I try and watch every Sixers game that I can. I probably watch 85% of the games. I love watching the Sixers. Doesn't matter when they're playing, who they're playing. Love watching the Sixers. I tune in. I don't know who I'm getting. I don't know what brand of Sixers basketball I'm going to get.
You have no
idea.
idea.
Am I going to get the lockdown defense and free-flowing ball-sharing offense that Brett Brown likes to run? We like to move the ball. We like to get assists. That doesn't always happen, especially in the half court. Can't always make those plays. So it depends. Every night we go night to night with the Sixers. We don't know who they are really.
Yeah, it's that is the most frustrating thing. And I know we've been saying that word a lot, but it's just been a time. It's been a time for the Sixers.
I have hope,
and it's also been a. Oh wait, you know what? I want to get back on Kobe Bryant for a second here. The Sixers tribute to Kobe Bryant was the best one that the league has had.
No question about it.
They had the 33 number circle on the sideline. They did the kid from Lower Marion tribute video. They just did a fantastic job. Eight rings of the bell for number 8, Kobe Bryant. Obviously, the 24-second shot clock violation.
Yeah.
They did the best job overall, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about Joel Embiid wearing number 24.
I thought that it was pretty cool. I understand Kobe beat us in the finals in like 2001, but that's Kobe's the reason Joel Embiid is here. Kobe inspired him to play basketball. So Kobe's the reason for Joel. Without Kobe, he wouldn't be here. He'd be a volleyball player in Cameroon or somewhere in Europe. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be one of the best
soccer player, bro. Soccer player.
He was playing volleyball. He's an athlete, man. He can play anything.
7'2" defender for Manchester United.
That sounds horrifying. I would be so scared. I would put him up top, just whip balls into the box, let him head it in.
That would be
hilarious. I would love to see that. I'm sure it'd be damn good too. I'm sure he is good.
I'm pretty sure he is pretty good. He wasn't he like hanging out with Paul Pogba or something like that for a little bit there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They're both like clowns. I think Paul Pogba's like the Joel Embiid of the soccer world.
He's a bit of a clown. The thing is though about Paul Pogba, and I know that this isn't really relevant to Philly sports. He's kind of a clown, but like now he's like not particularly good. He plays like one good game every 5 games, and then you know.
He was so good for like Juventus and the beginning of his Manchester United career. He was so good.
No question. We don't have to keep chatting soccer, but we'll
no, we don't have
we'll
to.
Keep it moving, you know. Probably, we'll move right on to the doghouse. We're going to finish up with the Sixers. Where probably some of our listeners want to put us right now for talking some soccer and Flyers within 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah. That's two cardinal sins we've just broken in the course of 5 minutes there.
So Sam, so we've got the doghouse brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Check them out at wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor if you need nice hardwood floors with planks that are wider than the standard plank. Give them a call. Let them hook you up. Great company, great service they got going on over there. All right.
Absolutely. If it's wide, they got
do.
It.
They sure as hell do. All right, Sam.
Yep.
Who are you sticking in the doghouse this week?
So I am going to go the fairly obvious one. I'm going to put TMZ.
Oh yeah.
In the doghouse, the people who first reported Kobe Bryant's passing. Number one, they reported it before L.A. police could inform Vanessa and the rest of the Bryant family,
awful.
Which is just shabby, and like horrific journalism to begin with. And they got the story wrong about 6 times before they finally got it right. They originally thought that the whole Bryant family was on board, and that got people going pretty good, including myself. So TMZ, I will no longer be relying on you as a source ever
Good
again.
Move.
And thanks for nothing. Thank you. I'm done.
All right, yeah. I mean, nothing really to say right there other than I completely agree. TMZ can go straight to hell for that. That was awful, truly. But moving away from TMZ and their hack job journalism, how about some other hack job execution? I've got John Middleton in the doghouse. I've got a Philly in the doghouse. I've got a Phillies-related individual in the doghouse.
Wow, you have a Phillies front office member in the doghouse?
Can you believe that?
I am shocked.
We never do
man,
this.
That's got to be a first.
This feels
right?
like the first episode when I did that. It really is. It feels like I'm getting kind of thrown back in time a little bit. But yeah, the Phillies baseball free agency is weird. It's not like all the other sports. It's not exciting, but we've done pretty much jack squat since signing Zach Wheeler.
Nothing. Literally
He's
nothing.
talking about wanting to spend stupid money. I want to see stupid money. What is stupid money?
Haven't seen
to
it.
This guy.
Haven't even gone over the luxury tax yet. I certainly don't think that's stupid money.
No, I don't think so. If you can win.
So Middleton is starting to make me angry. Doghouse brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Get yourself a recommendation for a contractor. If it's wide, they got it. Support that blue collar effort in the Philadelphia area. Right. That's right. Let's continue this John Middleton rant and Phillies rant while we talk about the Philadelphia Phillies.
Absolutely. Just give me 1 second. All right, now I can talk Phillies.
All right, now let's do it. Yeah, I wish I had your motivation.
All right, yeah, Sam, lay it on me. Go off, man.
Anyways, the Phillies have made no. The Phillies have made no new moves since Zach Wheeler. Why? It blows my mind that they are not over the luxury tax yet. And Middleton is, I think, the reason for that. And the fact that he said, I'm just repeating what you said earlier while he was in the doghouse, but it needs to be said one more time. Why are you going to go and say that I'm going to go ahead and spend stupid money after I signed Bryce Harper? You brought Bryce Harper here telling him that you were going to get him a couple more stars so that he could win a World Series. And then the Nationals, after he leaves, win the World Series. Bryce Harper's got to be thinking to himself, hey, Johnny, what the F?
What's going on, bud? You want to let me know?
Yeah. Let us all know while you're at it, because it's really starting to make me angry that they haven't gone over the luxury tax yet. And they haven't signed anybody since freaking Zach Wheeler.
And that was a while ago. That was a
really, really long time ago.
I think Klentak is probably just sitting in his office looking at graphs. I don't think he's even looking. He's just looking at graphs, not players. He doesn't know what any of the players on the Phillies look like. He just knows they're like data points. Dude is a freak. He needs to figure it out.
I just don't. There's nothing else that I haven't said already on the Phillies, to be honest. Like, it's just the same things over and over and over again. And I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready for spring training. Like, believe it or not, I am very excited for pitchers and catchers to report on February 11th. I'm very excited to start my own season on Feb 1 this Saturday.
Hell yeah. Some cold baseball.
Yeah, nothing like Northeast baseball.
Yeah.
But the Phillies I just don't. Everybody has to have had the same frustrations as us, right?
Yeah, it's not just us. It's everybody.
So what are they doing? I don't get it. I don't understand how you can listen to all the fans just and complain about all the same things for the past 2 years and still not fix anything.
They don't care. They're in their ivory tower in Citizens Bank Park, soundproof room. They can't hear any of the negative criticism. McPhail and Klentak have a 3-year contract that got renewed this offseason, which was a questionable move. That's what really made me start to question John Middleton's ownership and leadership as a little ridiculous of a move. I don't really like Klentak. I don't really like McPhail. That seems pretty obvious based on the contents of pretty much every episode of this podcast. We rail on Klentak and McPhail because why wouldn't we? They make it very easy. And they keep it relevant.
Yes, it's incredibly.
It really is.
I honestly don't have anything else to say on the Phillies. Like, I gave you my trading spiel last episode about Arenado and Bryant and whatnot. Who the Phillies might need to give up. Gene Segura possibly needs to get the boot for some pitching. But yeah, if you want to hear that, tune into the last episode that we just sent out. Conway, do you have any other remarks? This was kind of a not the most exciting episode in the world, but I had a blast doing it nonetheless.
No question. I don't have a ton to say, really. Just it's been a tough week, I will say, and I know it's been a tough week for a lot of people, a lot of sports fans, and I don't think it's gonna get easier soon. But it'll be okay. Everything will be fine. Just gotta keep on moving forward.
The Mamba would want us to
move forward with that Mamba mentality.
As possible.
God bless everyone.
That's right.
All right.
God bless. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Send us your OTAs. And that should be about it. Sheamus G, close it down.